So yesterday, the corporatist conservatives, and we're going to tweet this out because this is really what this is. The corporatist conservatives. These are conservatives that are owned, bought, and sold by corporate entities. So yesterday, the corporate conservatives, they decide to launch a broadside to stop Trump. And their leading corporatist vehicle is National Review magazine. Now, when I grew up, National Review magazine really meant something. I remember subscribing it to when I was 15 years old. It came every 2 weeks in the mail. This is before all this internet stuff. And that was all you had, basically. I mean, that thing came in the mail. I read that thing cover to cover twice because that was William F. Buckley's magazine, and that was really the intellectual basin of conservative, Republican, conservative thought back at the time. National Review magazine. William F. Buckley has since passed away. Now this is just a corporate entity. And here's the problem. So they roll out the corporate conservative elitists, Rich Lowry, National Review, big contract, Fox News, Dana Loesch, radio talk show host. I think she's based in Missouri someplace. Big contract with Fox News. Brent Bozell, he was discredited years ago, head of not accuracy in media, but media authenticity. He's been discredited forever. He's a creature of the Washington K Street conservative money-grubbing establishment and a host of others to stop Trump. Now, here's the real problem. And, of course, what they say is, well, he's not a conservative. And he did this, he did that, and so he's not a constitutionalist, not a conservative, and he's just tapping into this unrest that people have, and they give you the typical blather and nonsense. All of them support Cruz. Now, here's the deal. Let me tell you what's driving this. I am sick and tired of these corporate conservative elitists telling me who's conservative and who's not. I'll decide that. I don't need you telling me what litmus test somebody didn't pass. I don't care. I got one guy who has told me he is going to stop my country from circling the drain right now. Not sometime in the future, not hope and change. Here are policies right now that are going to stop my country from going down the tubes. Close the borders. Stop our country from being overrun by illegals. Stop the influx of illegals coming into the country. Crack down on these HB1 and HB2 visas that nobody pays attention to when they expire. Millions of people here. Build a wall. Stop these trade deals that hammer the American worker, that open up additional opportunity for the slave labor trade to come in. Donald Trump has been fighting these things for 30 years. I fought with Trump against NAFTA in the 90s. So to say that he's some Johnny-come-lately or a newcomer or he's not authentic is a lot of baloney. He's the only one that's got the courage to stop the slide of America, in my judgment, and he can stand up to the corporate, moneyed, donor, bankster, globalist slave trade interest. Now, here's the problem with these conservative corporatists. Here's the problem, okay? They're not in Trump's orbit. They came out in opposition to him immediately. They predicted his demise immediately. They kept doubling down and doubling down and doubling down that he would go away, that his campaign would implode, that he wasn't conservative enough. Oh, and Glenn Beck's one of them, who's become unhinged over this. See, they all predicted that Trump would go down the tubes. And they all back another candidate, mainly Cruz, which is fine. So now they have to save face. See, if Trump wins, they got the whole thing wrong. Their world is where they control things, where they have influence. Here's what they fail to grasp. Two things. Number one, they're on TV last night on Fox News, the Stop Trump campaign led by the corporatist National Review, corporatist conservative, National Review. And they're saying, look, the guy's just not conservative enough. Okay, that's number one. Number two, their problem is they don't have any influence. See, in Trump's world, the big donors, the banksters, the lobby money, the bundlers, all they are to Donald Trump is one vote. They're one Eventbrite ticket at a Trump rally. They're one person. Trump has given power to the voiceless. The bundlers and the conservative corporate elitists and the banksters, they have the exact same influence that you and I have. If you're driving to work right now, punching a clock, trying to get to the shipyard or get to the base or get to your job right now, and you're not a bundler and you're not a big donor and you don't have the big contract with Fox News and you're not part of the conservative corporate elite set and the establishment, they have the exact same influence over Trump that we have, which is one vote. Trump is speaking for average, working, everyday Americans, not the elitist, not the corporatist, not the banksters, not the tarpists, not the slave traders, not the Fox News contractors, not the big money interests. And that drives them absolutely insane. They don't have exponential influence with Trump. They have the same influence that average people have. That is what is driving this. It has nothing to do with Trump gave $25,000 to Hillary Clinton, or Trump said something in 1979, or Trump's been married 3 times, whatever. It's got nothing to do with that. It's about money. It's about power. It's about influence. And it's about the fact that they're not in the Trump orbit. They're simply one vote. Think about it. They are one rally ticket at Eventbrite in a rally. That's why Trump is driving them nuts, because he is giving power to average people. This is